Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Not my usual day, but you're not expecting to see me in the middle of the week, are you? But it's a special circumstance, and you know what? You know what? Things just need to be talked about, and as much as it could wait, we don't have that much time because we're literally a few days away from the next episodes. So let's not waste any more time. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in to another edition of the Superhero Zatsudan, the show where we take a look at Toku over this past week, watch it live and enjoy it, and then have ourselves a spirited little discussion, if you will. Excuse me, hiccup. Of course, I am your host with the most, the mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286, call sign Henshin. How's everyone doing today? On this very special Tuesday. It's not Taco Tuesday, it's Toku Tuesday. So if you're at Taco Bell, continue to enjoy it, because it's Toku with a side of taco. Hope everyone had a lovely weekend. I know I didn't. I felt ill, had a head cold for a few days. I'm still recovering, but at least now I'm not struggling to breathe through my nose. So I'm good now, and I'm here to bring you the best of the best. What we missed over the past weekend, it is now time for us to discuss, as it were. We have been gone over the weekend. I took a few extra days. I was going to do it on Monday, but I wasn't still 100%. Sunday, I was still feeling like terrible, but not as terrible as I did on Saturday. And then on Monday, I was kind of okay, but I wanted to see how I felt. I wanted to give it a day. So here we are, Tuesday. I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm glad to be here with y'all, here to talk about Kamen Rider ZEZTZ and Space Sheriff Gavan, as we did miss those shows over the weekend. And, things happened, apparently. I don't know. I've been kept spoiler-free. I've been kept spoiler-free of the whole ordeal. I've made it a point to not look at social media and all that stuff to be spoiled. I didn't want to risk that. So, here we are. Now, in the here and now, to see what's going on with Gavan and ZEZTZ. And we're going to start with Gavan, as we usually do here on the channel, because when it comes to doing this show, we try to keep it as close as possible to the superhero block in Japan, as close as we can. And oddly enough, they start with Gavan, which, considering the ways this show's been, makes I don't blame them for doing that. Because you definitely want to end that segment on a high note, and ZEZTZ is the highest note you really have. So, here we are now. Once again, as we get ready to dive in to some Tokusatsu goodness. So, we're going to start lighthearted today. We're going to start with Gavan because, well, how do I put this? The overarching, what is this? Send 'em flying giant robot code Zeroider? The fuck is this? Hyper Battle. Okay. I'm gonna need to look at that off camera. But, I digress. Here we are, once again. Here in the illustrious time feed, once again. So, let us head on over to our illustrious cinema and let us prepare to take in this week in Tokusatsu. Let's not waste any time with this. I've already rambled on a little bit too much, but it's time to see what's going on in the world of Toku today. So let's head on over. All right, so here we are. Let me hit play on this. Because again, oh good, it's finally playing in 1080p when I want it to. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. All right, so here we are in our illustrious cinema. We're going to start with a little bit of lightheartedness today, as Gavan is now off its shit once again. It is just doing its own thing. Like, we had huge lore implications last episode, and now we're going straight back into filler. I don't know what's going on with the show, man. I really don't. But it's a weird thing that, like, it's doing the same thing ZEZTZ-udan did, but I don't feel as insulted as I did with ZEZTZ-udan, if that makes any sense. Like, it's still enjoyable, but man, they need to start getting with it, because again, they only have like 8 episodes now. So they really need to like start taking this shit seriously. Because you really got 8 episodes left to tell a story, and you're kind of just lollygagging here and there. So, not sure what's going on. We're in a weird little situation here with this. But we are going to sit here and see what's going to happen in this episode. As you guys remember, Patlan was recently bitten by the heroism bug and wants to become his world's new Gavan. He wants to become the Gavan of the universe that Gavan Infinity hails from, if that makes any sense. So, that being said, what does it all mean? You know, like, why are we taking this aside from the main story? I couldn't give you any answers for this, because this is just Like, honestly, like, again, you have very little time to wrap up this story, and yet we're wasting time here. I don't know why. Because Patlan is a side character. Why are we taking time for a side plot? But it's a giant mascot robot, so, you know, hilarity shall ensue. I'm bracing myself for cheese. I am genuinely bracing myself for cheese, because, man, I don't know what we can actively do here. What it is, I guess. Like, there's not much we can do about it. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get started. This is Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity, episode 15. Here we go. Hold on, it's not. Where'd the audio go? Hold on. Let's restart that, because for some reason the audio is not coming through. Hold on, where is... Hold on, Wavelength, what are you doing? It's not coming through the appropriate feed. We didn't learn anything about Patlan. It's just a whole lot of nothing? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, that's why. Okay, I forgot I removed that. Okay, here we go. Arigatou!
ですよ、パトラン様。狭き門と呼ばれるギャバン試験、1次に続き2次も通過とは。
パー当然の結果だよ、兄渕君。
まあ俺も若い頃に何度かギャバン試験を受けてるんだけど、一次すら通らなかったよ。お前は捜査一課の誇りだよ。これからの日常業務も評価されるぞ。頑張れよ。頑張れパト。応援してるぞ。
ファイトです。
はい。
やったな、パトラン。
I can't see how the hell!
お、そこにいるのは資料課の皆様方じゃないですか。
警察学校時代の同期として僕たちもお祝いに。パトラン様がギャバンになる日も近いっていうのに、こんなところで余裕ぶっこいてていいのかな。どうなの、レイジ君。俺ができることをやるだけだ。だからお前も頑張れよ、パトラン。
当たり前だ。
I try to imagine how would they make this guy look like Gavan.
一方その頃、エムルギーネガティブ反応を確認。地球上である事件が起きた。
Uh-oh. Wait, what? Black hole! What the fuck?
母ちゃん。ってことでさ、 俺もうすぐギャバンになれるかもしれないんだ。
Are you seriously?
バギャンじゃなくてギャバン。すごいね。
What the fuck is this bullshit?
一人だけの超エリート刑事なんだ。
I'm just trying to see, will we have a flashback?
亡くなった父ちゃんも天国で喜んで
Wait, explain this to me.
なれるといいね。
俺すっげえ手柄を立てて絶対ギャバンになる。そうしないと女手一つで警察学校に行かせてくれた母ちゃんに申し訳が立たないもんな。
Okay, are you a robot or are you an alien?
鑑識によるとやはり物質転移爆弾によるものだそうです。
これで2件目か。ヘルボマーね。
連続ビル爆破事件。犯行前には必ず爆破予告があり、犯人は自らをヘルボマーと名乗っていた。
ワニ、パト、現場にヘルボマーの痕跡、あるいは星につながる手がかりが残されていないか徹底的に調べてくれ。
わかりました、徳さん。ここでバシッと大手柄を立ててギャバン試験に王手をかけます。
I'm just trying to understand, are you a robot or an alien? Like, what am I supposed to believe here? You have a mother. Why would a robot need a mother? Explain yourself. I have questions I'm not sure I want the answers to. You had a mother, and you had a father. So you're telling me you were sexually conceived. Is that what I'm supposed to believe?
鑑識もくまなく調べたんですよね。
I'm confused.
ワニブチ君、現場100回と言うだろ。何か見落としているものがあるかもしれないぞ。1に努力、2に努力、3子がなくて5に努力。根気よく探せば何か見つかるかもしれない。可能性というものを信じようではないか。ん？これは。
Hey, you found a microchip.
何しに来た？
僕たちも調査に来たんだ。
治療家ごときが何の調査だ？
ギャバンの座を奪われるんじゃないかと心配になって邪魔でもしに来たのかな、トキ君。
パトラー、俺はギャバンとしての誇りは持っている。だけど俺よりふさわしいやつが現れたらその座を譲ったって構わない。おいレイジ。
パッパッパ言ってくれるね、ドキ君。ここにいる4人は警察学校の同期。
I don't understand. What is this going? Where?
成績トップ。結果は目に見えてると思うが。
お手並み拝見させてもらうぜ。
こちらはワニブチ。
ヘルボマーから新たなビル爆破予告が届いた。何？
すいません、開けてください。
すいません、
開けてください。
ちょっと通してください。
開けてください。すいません。どうも。
I just like watching the robot move is super weird.
15時ちょうど。あと1時間もない。
捜査員を動員して爆発物を探しているがまだ見つかっていない。
ヘルボマーめ。ハイパーコスモテック社にダイナブコーポレーション、そしてこのジュピターマルスカンパニー、一流企業ばっかり狙いやがって。
とにかく時間がない。俺たちも行くぞ。
はい。パタラン様、誰よりも早く爆弾を見つけて手柄を挙げれば確実にギャバン就任に近づきますよ。
Don't fuel the fire to the flame like that, man. At this point, it's not about saving people. You're making it about a promotion.
パタラン様、
先に行っててくれ。後で追いかける。
俺は地下の駐車場を探す。僕も中を。
俺の勘が正しければこれはおそらく。かといって鑑識まで戻ってる時間は。そうだ、尺に触るがこの際仕方がない。
Oh damn!
課長もレイジ君もお出かけ中で微妙に寂しいです。 査一課のパトランさん、珍しいですね。
アーティフィシャルジェネラルインテリジェンス、略してアギと読む女。急いで分析してもらいたいものがある。
了解です。そちらに行きます。
Damn, just throw it down.
レーザーコンバージョン。
Ah, yes. Gotta love throwbacks.
アギちゃん、鑑識モード。
これだ。
むむむ。
Scan, baby.
分析完了。お持ちのパーツはごく一般的な電波受信装置の破片ですね。
電波受信装置で、こいつの受信距離は？
このクラスなら最大でも300メートル程度かと思われます。
300。わかった、ありがとう。
よくわかりませんが。
Damn, you know what? I'm rooting for Patlan here. Like, my man's taking this shit seriously.
ここにもない。
諦めるな。必ずどっかにあるはずだ。探せ。はい。
パトラン様の頑張りは昔から僕が一番知ってる。僕が爆弾を見つければ、ちょっとでもギャバン就任の手助けになる。
Stop making it a competition. Try to actually help people here.
どこだ？どこにあるんだ？
Walk into the room, fucker.
このビルは普段から厳重なセキュリティに守られている。可能性があるとすれば外か。
ヘルボマーを見つけて逮捕すれば、俺もきっとギャバンになれる。手柄は俺が。
パトラン！
あ、やば。
こんなところで何やってんだ。早く爆弾見つけないと大変なことになるぞ。
手柄を横取りされるかも。
Stop being selfish.
ギャバン就任は。
頑張れよ。頑張れパト。応援してるぞ。
ファイトです。
誰よりも早く爆弾を見つけて手柄を上げれば。
Yeah, put people up. This is the problem. At that point, people put too much pressure on them.
早くギャバンになれるといいね。
でも。
時間がない。このままだと時限爆弾が爆発しまう。俺はビル回収を探す。
早くギャバンになれるといいね。
応援してるぞ。
Alright, mainly he's putting that pressure on himself.
ヘルボマーの爆弾は次元爆弾じゃない。無線信号で起爆する遠隔操作爆弾なんだ。
何？
半径300メートル以内にヘルボマーはいるはずだ。見つけて捉えれば爆発は止められる。
There it is, that sense of duty.
了解。
爆発まであと20分です。このままではみんな巻き込まれる。全員速やかにビル内から退避せよ。
胸ワニ。
なんだ退避命令が出てるぞ。
まだ一箇所探してない場所がある。
屋上か。
半径300メートル以内。どこだ。どこにいる。ヘルボマーは必ずこの近くにいるはずだ。お疲れ様です。配達ですか？
ええ、ジュピターマルスカンパニーさんに。
おかしいですね。1時間以上前にあのビルには避難命令が出て、配達を頼む人間はいないはずです。
Hey!
すいません。ちょっと荷物を改めさせてもらいますね。待て！
ワニどうする？パトラン！
奴がヘルボマーだ。
He figured it out, baby!
足の速さだ。
任せろ。総合成績はお前がトップだったが、運動能力だけは俺が常にトップ。
Oh, he took that personally, I think. Oh, buffer. What? Oh shit!
こうなったら
乗着無用。110番。運動能力はお前がトップでも、警棒術は俺がトップだった。
Income!
こいつ。
Oh shit! They actually making him look like a badass! What the fuck?
バカな。飯取ったり。
If he pissed it at the end, I'm gonna be pissed. Nice! This is what I'm talking about, baby. Actual cop drum.
あったぞ。起爆装置だ。
動かぬ証拠だな。
おい。見つけた。
こちら鬼口。
エルボマーは確保した。安心しろ。爆弾はもう爆発しない。奴が起爆装置を持っていた。
よかった。
なぜ次々に大企業のビルを爆破した？
あいつら惑星大学を首席で卒業した俺を採用試験で落としやがった。だから天柱を下してやったまでだ。
Uh-oh.
エモルギア。
どいつもこいつも俺のことバカにしやがって。
Uh-oh.
エモンズ。
Oh shit!
起爆装置が。
いいぞ、俺の代わりにビルを爆発させてこい。
Oh no.
同期レイジ。あいつはお前じゃないと倒せない。急げ。宇宙刑事ギャバンインフィニティ。
Damn!
その思い、俺が預かった。
Knowing what you can do and what you can't do. Like, that is like the most important thing. And he understands that. Let's go! They made Patlan look like a badass, I'm not gonna lie. Man's like stood up to the plate. Uh-oh. Hey, dude.
下がれ。こいつは起爆装置も取り込んでいる。部活に攻撃したら爆発するってことか。
じゃあどうすればいいんだ。
大丈夫だ。シンペーダーで爆弾を吐き出させる。
Gotta go full defensive. You punch it, it could blow the fuck up.
この時エモルギやシーフェーダーは自分では動けないほどのダメージを負ってしまった。
Okay, I love how like they explained that part. That one was really good. The chief is about to do something really stupid, I think. Or maybe not stupid. Maybe a little foolhardy. Again! Why do you keep running into danger? This is the second time! The chief, like, I don't understand why the chief keeps putting himself in these situations.
でもどうすれば。
絶体絶命の仲間のピンチ。さあ、どうするワニブチ。
And now he's gonna do a stupid thing. Why do I suspect I know what's coming? Okay, I'm wrong. I thought he was gonna do a rider kick out of instinct. Got him! Is there an echo?
シンペーダーには相手の武装を解除させる効果があるのだ。
よし、今だ、レイジ。
Am I looping through? Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. That should fix it. Gavarium Bredo. Gavan Dynamic. Love it. That then. Beautiful.
あの時もし手柄のために一人で動いていたら犯人を捕まえることができても爆破は阻止できなかっただろうな。
俺の復讐が。
Get the Emmer gear from him.
俺にはお前の気持ちが少しだけわかる。選ばれない悔しさも納得できない気持ちもわかる。
わかるもんか。
お前ご丁寧に爆破予告を出したのは被害者が出るのを避けるためだったんだろう。物質転移爆弾も破片による被害者を出さないため。罪を償って帰ってこい。試験に落ちたというなら受かるまで諦めずに挑戦し直すんだ。
He remembered what the chief. He remembered what everyone said about it. Okay, it just ends. I thought the Emmer gear was gonna react again.
俺もいつかは。
ありがとな、大佐。ワニも助かったぜ。
はいはい。パトラン様。
パトラン様。
おう、
爆弾です。
いや、よくやったな。
Don't drop the bomb, dude. Okay, I will argue that this didn't really develop anyone. This didn't really develop anyone. But, okay, so let me rock that back. It didn't develop anyone's characters in regards to their past, but it developed them in regards to their current motivations, right? Like, we're not learning. I've come to accept that we're never going to learn anything new about these characters. They're literally here as vehicles of the story, right? We're not looking at a story about so much as it is a past as it is a through line. So there's really nothing tying us to these characters, but that's not meant to. It's literally here to just tell the story as it exists in this realm, right? Like, we're not looking at their lives in the past so much as with the other characters as we are with Reiji, but it's mainly to develop the characters as they exist in the here and now.
ニュース見たよバトラン。爆弾犯人を捕まえたんだってね。母ちゃんも鼻が高いよ。
ええ。だけどまだまだだ。早くギャバンになれるようにもっともっと頑張るよ。
そうかい。体に気をつけなよ。無理するんじゃないよ。
うん。母ちゃんもね。
今度あんたの好きな
The way you say Gavan dynamic, it almost sounded like Kenji Oba. I mean,
俺めちゃくちゃ嬉しい。
honestly, that's where I got it from. So I think I just took on the enunciation.
人類がデータ化された新たな多元地球 AI の暴走により
Wait.
宇宙鉄道が大爆走。白線の内側で首相のギャバンが出発進化を。
Oh God!
ギャバンインフィニティ宇宙特急大暴走。
ダイヤの乱れは
A Gavan that's a train? Oh my, no, they're doing it again! Oh! They're doing it again! Son of a bitch! They're doing it again! Fuck! God damn it! They're gonna do it again! They're gonna do it again! Fuck, man. Okay, now, I'll agree, this episode was really nothing in the grand scheme of things, but like I said, this feels like they're just developing these characters' motivations for the here and now. They're not interested in dealing with their backstory so much. The only person who's got any semblance of a backstory is Reiji. He's the only one with a semblance of a backstory. Everyone else is dressing, right? So everything that goes on right now in the show is very much so their motivations in the moment, right? Does it mean that, like, Patlan and Wanibuchi, like, what they went through in this arc means anything in the long run? Fuck no. This was, in essence, yeah, this literally did nothing to further build on the plot. And in the grand scheme of things, it's just filler. But in a way, it kind of builds on the relationship that the Chief, Reiji, Wanibuchi, and Patlan have because they came up in the academy together. And of course, Agi because she's an AI that was created by the Chief, so by extension. So it's literally just building the relationship between these five. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really mean anything. Even Reiji's backstory is not done well at all. It's here, okay. I will agree with that. But the thing is, when you're dealing with, like, and when you're dealing with such little time to tell a story, you can't really go that in depth. Now, that's weird to say because anime has no problem doing this in the same amount of time that Gavan is running. But I feel like maybe there's a little bit of nuance with, like, live action stuff that you can't do it as well. You know? I don't know if that's the truth or not. Maybe that's just me grasping at something. But overall, it just feels like you literally could have just taken all these fillers and just instead kept telling the story. But it becomes very, like, to me anyway, it's clear to me that this is meant to be a tongue-in-cheek series. It's literally meant to be a tongue-in-cheek series. And the reason I say that is because when you look back at, like, Super Sentai, when they really needed to get, like, tell a super serious story, they're not doing the dance. Correct me if I'm wrong. King Oger told a really goddamn good story. They didn't have the dance number at the end. Or in the intro, for that matter. And why in the beginning of the episode, Patlan and Wanabuchi were looking down on Rage? Because that's what they do. This is the one thing that they've established with those guys is that they bully Reiji because he's, in their eyes, they're in a department that doesn't do jack shit, and yet he's Gavan. So it's meant to be this whole tongue-in-cheek thing, but like they bully him, but at the same time they're his friend, so it's kind of like playful bullying. It's supposed to be this whole thing of like, oh, like you are a disgrace to Gavan and shit and blah 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 blah, but you know we still fucks with you. You know, like it's weird because again, it's meant to be tongue in cheek. It's meant to be tongue in cheek, right? Like they bully him, like that's the running gag. They bully him, but it's not like actually looking down on him. They're busting his chops, is what it is. They're busting his balls. But like they know that he's Gavan and they know that he's doing some shit, and he represents that role very well because they've seen him fight. They've seen him handle resolutions like this. So they know that he's not just coasting by on the Gavan name. They know that he's legit Gavan, but they mess with him like that just to bust his balls. Right? Like they're just fucking with him. They know who he really is because that's bants. That's banter, man. When you have like friends and they know you're good at something, they'll bust your chops for it, not because they're like jealous or anything of you. They do it just to have, just to take the piss. They just do it to have fun of you. But you could be friends, but looking down on him for fun is just annoying. I mean, yeah, but there are some friendships that are like that, right? It could be annoying, but guess what? There are friendships where people will bust your chops. People will fucking shit on you for what you do, but they don't mean it like in a malicious way. They're doing it just because, a playful nudge, That's just how some friendships are. And I don't mean that in a toku sense. I mean in general. Sometimes fuckers in your life will bust your shit for being successful. Not because out of malice, but just because, yeah. It's kind of like, what's the name of that movie? That one Adam Sandler movie with the kid. Fuck, I forgot what it was. I forgot the name of the movie. But it's like where he ends up adopting a kid, and then like he raises him bad and shit. Like they raise him like badly and shit, and then it turns out like then he realizes he needs to be a father. He starts raising him right and shit, and it turns out he's not his kid. He starts fighting for custody and shit, and at the end he ends up becoming a lawyer. And then like his buddies drag him to Hooters, and he says like, yeah, come on, man, you got somebody. He says, oh no, man, I'm too busy. I have to file a lawsuit against you motherfuckers for bringing me to this shithole. It's like that, like they're dogging him because he used to like Hooters, so they drag his ass to Hooters, and but he busts their chops back, and then says, nah, I gotta sue y'all motherfuckers for dragging me here. Like that's just how it is, man. People have relationships like that. It can be annoying from an outsider looking in, but like when you're in that kind of friendship, it's just like, you fuckers. That's just how people are, man. They'll bust your chops even when you're doing good because it's just how friends are, man. It's kind of like how let me put it to like this. It's like when you're in a friendship and you start the friendship and you're like cordial and shit. Like you be nice to each other, but then like the more you know the guy, the more you start calling him fuckface and like flipping him the bird and like saying your mom jokes at him. It's like that. Right? Because like you get like super comfortable, and that's how comfortable Wanipat are with Reiji, is that like they know him, they know how he is, they know he's Gavan, he's successful. They're still gonna bust his chops for being Gavan because fuck you. Because they know how Reiji is. Because they know how Reiji's attitude is, and then like he becomes the savior of the world, and like they know he's good for it. But, like, at the same time, they know how he is. So he's like, well, how do a fucker like you become Gavan? Like, it's shit like that. It's shit like that. And looking at the preview, like, it's lending credence to my theory that this is meant to be a tongue-in-cheek show. And they know they're meant to be a tongue-in-cheek show. They know this. So they're not actively spending time. It's so undeveloped in Fate because they didn't develop it. They just told us, yeah, but when you think, okay, I'll agree with that, but at the same time, if you saw two people treating you like, if you see two people in real life who treated each other like this, and you see they get along together really good, you wouldn't get it either, right? No one can understand why two people who would bust each other's balls like that would be friends. But you looking at it from the outside in, you wouldn't get it. But looking at these guys, looking at how they get along, they have these moments where they get along and then rest of the time they spend busting their chops. That's what they're trying to convey here, is that like we don't understand the friendship, but there's a goddamn friendship. And they expect us to know that because we ain't got time to develop these friendships. We need to put out more filler. Because like, oh man, we only got 20 episodes. Let's just throw shit at the wall. So does it look underdeveloped? Yes. But they expect us to just grab onto that. They expect us to just accept that. Because again, this is a tongue-in-cheek show. There's no massive lore implications. There's no fucking... Like, this is not meant to be taken as seriously as we take ZEZTZ. This isn't meant for that. This show is the epitome of turn off your brain and enjoy it. Right? The difference being between this and its predecessor is that you couldn't turn your brain off because that's how horrendously bad it was. Here, this is genuinely a show designed for you to turn off your brain and just take it face value. And it doesn't insult you for doing it. This show is not telling a cohesive story. It's establishing a world, right? It's not establishing lore. It's not establishing backstory. It's explaining to us how this world works. How the world of Gavan Infinity works. Now, do I think that's the smartest thing to do, especially if Project Red is meant to be their equivalent to the MCU? My biggest issue with this is that if Project Red is meant to be your equivalency to the MCU, you're kind of developing it on nothing, right? The reason the MCU works is because there's supplemental material beyond the movies. You can literally go read the comic books, play Marvel Rivals. You can there's more that exists outside the Marvel Cinematic Universe so that people can it rewards people who take part in that established world. You don't necessarily have to enjoy the movies self-contained because you have all this supplemental material. So that's what truly makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that it's not just the movies. You can also read comic books and watch the freaking TV specials that are also part of the MCU, and then play Marvel Rivals, which also plays into the MCU in a way. But Project Red doesn't have any supplemental material, and I think that's where they're missing the point. So they think they can kind of tell this half-boiled story, this half-cooked story, when in reality, you can't, because we have no attachment, and there's no overarching material to help establish the world. Does anyone know if a Gavan Infinity manga is running alongside this? No. There is no manga or anything overarching with Project Red that would merit this kind of treatment. So it's baffling, the decisions that they're making here. It's baffling that, we want our own MCU, but we're not going to do things to build up around it. We're just going to throw mindless drivel at you and hope you accept it. Right? So it's yeah, it's a good watch if it's contained, but when you look at it overarchingly in the grand scheme of things, this is meant to be an MCU. And yet you're doing the least MCU thing possible, which is just throwing a story that only really works in self-containment. And so I honestly don't know how this is going to affect Omega Horn in any way, shape, or form. or if Omega Horn is going to be like enough for us to care for that, right? Because now that you're going off after a series that you've vaguely established into a series because it has like the name Gavan attached to it. So it's got like that going for it. But when you look at it, it doesn't even tie in very well with anything Gavan. Because I can assure you, if I were to look into any of the space sheriffs of prior, Scott, Gavan, Scheider, Shadivan, freaking Spielban, and I could go look through all of those guys. But at the end of the day, nothing that they do in that show truly ties into Gavan Infinity. As far as we know, these space sheriffs that exist here in the now don't really have any direct ties to the original Gavan, or any of the space sheriffs for that matter. And yet you're treating it like this somehow ties into them, and so we can afford the luxury of jerking away our time. You know, just throwing away our time. It's not well established at all, and I agree with that 100% because it's just not. These are self-contained stories. At the end of the day, these really don't have any overarching stakes. There's no overarching stakes to this whole situation, and it's crazy that this is the way that they decided we're going to start off our cinematic universe. The Project Red cinematic universe is going to start by bringing back a dormant franchise and then absolutely doing jack shit with the story. I don't know, man. I just feel like there's nothing. Look. I can go on and on about the flaws that Gavan Infinity has, but at the end of the day, that would just end up becoming Gozyuger 2.0, and I can't truly give Gavan Infinity that moniker. And the reason why I, in my heart of hearts, cannot let Gavan Infinity have that moniker is because it's doing the one thing that Gozyuger couldn't do, and that was be enjoyable. Right? For all the flaws that Gavan has, it's still a damn good watch. I actually had to stand up for a minute. But for all intensive purposes, while Gavan is mirroring a lot of Gozyuger's flaws, I will never fault it for not being an enjoyable watch. Because, like, again, does it mean that, like, does that excuse any of the issues that the show has? No. But I still enjoy watching the show. Right? Like, the show is still enjoyable, and it's not insulting my intelligence like Gozyuger did. And I think mainly it works because this show is shorter. I think that's one of the big things that it has going for it, is that it's not going to be able to sit in our subconscious as long as Gozyuger did in wasting our time. I think that's one of the benefits it has going for it. If it's wasting its time, it's doing it in a way that doesn't insult us, right? Like, it's still a good watch. We're still here watching it, but you have to turn off your brain and disconnect from the hopes of semblance of having lore. That's the only way you can truly enjoy this show, is just enjoy it for what it is. Because if we're expecting it to tell a goddamn story, like, the ship has sailed on that front. Just to give you an idea, this is the show that turned an ant, an insect, into a Gavan. And next episode, they're turning an AI train into a Gavan. This show is not meant to be taken seriously, like, at the fuck all. This show is meant to be tongue-in-cheek in the best way possible. like we've been approaching this show like it needs to have lore, like it needs to be something, but that's not what this is. Gavan was never meant to be this. Gavan Infinity, anyway, was never meant to be this. Gavan Infinity, if they have introduced a story and that's why you're mad, you have every right to be mad. But when you get right down to it, this show was never meant to be a lore-driven show. And that's the painful truth about this. This show was meant to be tongue-in-cheek in every way, shape, or form. It's on us, the viewers, for trying to grab onto story that just isn't there. The story shows up when it's convenient, and it's kind of on us for expecting us more from this show than what it wants to give us. When it comes right down to it, this show is best experienced in a vacuum. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm discrediting y'all's, reasoning for being mad at the show, because again, it's not giving us a lore, but I still enjoy the show for what it is. Like, it's not like with Gozuja where I literally sat there and debated on whether I should finish watching the show because it was just so bad. And I don't think anyone would have faulted me for stopping the Gozuja reviews because it was that bad. But, like, right now, I really don't want to stop reviewing Gavan despite its flaws, because to me, Gavan, despite not having any lore, it just does really good in keeping you wanting to watch. Like, it's weird to say this, but I think it's perfected the Gozuja formula, where we're not doing shit, but you're still going to want to watch. And I guess, like, it's the story was introduced, so, like, hey, we have an arc going on here, but if you sit through all our bullshit, we'll reward you with more lore. I feel like that's the way they're going about it. I can't say if that's truly what the plan was, but it definitely feels like this show was not meant to take that lore seriously. Which is weird, because when it shows up, they get super serious with the story. But when it's not, it just kind of just beats to the beat of, it just goes to the beat of its own drum. That's literally the best way I can say it. This show literally operates to the beat of its own drum. It tells a story when it wants to, and then when it wants to bullshit, it just does it because it wants to. We as fans should not be taking this show seriously, like, at all. We shouldn't be taking this show at anything other than face value, because it's very superficial. It's fine if you're enjoying it, but I just can't ignore the fact that the last episode was story and they left on a cliffhanger and they did nothing with it at all. And I'm not saying you should, right? Because everyone enjoys Tokusatsu a little differently. Me, I prefer my stories to be full on epic storytelling, very little cheese, and a lot of action. That's how I like. That's why ZEZTZ is, like, in my mind, the greatest Kamen Rider of all time, because it nails all of that. It keeps cheese to a minimum. It tells you an overarching story. It's not wasting our time with filler. And just the overall action and plot points are delivered expertly. That's why I think ZEZTZ is going to go down as one of the greatest Kamen Riders of all time. But I can also appreciate when a show just wants to fucking goof off. I can appreciate it. But like, at the same time, like, and maybe that's what you want too. And you're offended by what Gavan is doing. And I can accept that. Like, I'm not here to, like, tell you shouldn't hate this show for what it is. I just, in my mind, this show it's just not you just got to keep your expectations low. They introduce a story so clearly they want us to take this seriously. Yes, but they want you to take it seriously when it shows up, not the entire show. That's why I say this show is tongue-in-cheek. It's a feel-good toku. It's literally not... There's a story, yes. And if you stick around, the story will come back, and it's awesome that it came back. Just don't expect it to hang around. That's literally what I'm getting from this, is that, hey, we're here to tell a story, but it's not the main focus. The main focus is that we want to dick around and just do dumb shit. That's what it is. And the way I see it is that if you don't like hang on to the story like that, the show kind of like becomes enjoyable. But if you're like hung up on like the story needing to be there every episode, at that point you're just hurting yourself. And I think that's what I've come to realize, is that if I just stop expecting a story out of this show, then I'm pleasantly surprised when the story shows up. But when they do a cliffhanger and they don't follow it up, it's just insane. It is. Again, I'm not invalidating your points. It's crazy that we got a cliffhanger and then you did nothing with it. But I've already been through this cycle with ZEZTZ-udan, because they did that exact same shit. And I think because they're doing it again after ZEZTZ-udan is that I'm so jaded to the fact. Because I now know what to expect. But at the same time, this show does a really good job of keeping you watching just by this overall vibe, its feeling, its action, its choreography, the epic suits. Like, it does... Like, I think it looked at the ZEZTZ-udan playbook and said, we're going to continue doing that, but we've learned from it, and we're just going to do it better. And so far they have. Like, yeah, fuck you for expecting lore out of this shit, apparently. I'm not saying that me to you. I'm saying that the writer's saying it to us. Yeah, like, fuck you if you were expecting a long story. We're just going to bullshit around, and every so often we'll give you a story. Is that we as Toku fans, like, had our expectations, like, shattered by ZEZTZ and King Oger and things of that sort. So I feel like we have forgotten that, hey, there are a lot of series in Sentai, in Toku, even in Kamen Rider, even in Ultraman, even in, like, in all Tokusatsu, there's always an iteration that is literally just cheese. Like, I think a lot of us forget that Den-O was just fucking cheese. Was cheese central. But we kind of ignored it because there was still a kind of an overarching story or a semblance of a story. Dude, like, Go Onger had this issue. And then they fucked it up because then, like, they started getting too in the weeds with the bullshit. I mean, that's how I fell off. I fell off because at that point, you were leaning too far into the bullshit that the lore kind of got lost, and I'm like, okay, you lost me. We're focusing more on the fact that these freaking mechs are living beings that can actually procreate. That's when you lost the focus for me. Because at that point, we lost semblance of the story. But this show's about the multiverse, so they can do a lot, but they don't. Yeah. But see, here's my thing. Have you noticed that we don't go to a lot of multiverses? It's kind of weird that we're cherry picking multiverses. And that, for the most part, a lot of that negative Emor Gear stuff just kind of confines itself to the 3. Or 4 now, if you count Raya. But, yeah, Go Onger is better. Yeah. But it's like, they learned lessons from, like, shows wasting our time, and instead decided to go, hey, we're still going to waste your time, but at least we know how to waste your time. You know? I don't know. I don't know what about this show specifically I'm still finding enjoyable. I think it's mainly everything I listed, but there's so much also wrong with it. And I feel like you know, people are going to look at it one day, and you're right to think, because yes, it's got a lot of problems. But me, I know these problems, and I'm sitting here still saying I enjoy the show, and I don't know what to tell you, man. But overall, like, we're almost near the end. We're about 8 episodes away from the finale, unless, or it could be even less, because the way I see it, they might actually end the series. Because I feel weird that they're going to end it on episode 23. Or maybe I got the dates wrong. Maybe there's going to be another episode after. I don't know. But the way the tentative like number of episodes we have left is 8 episodes. So at least it's going to be done. It's going to be done quick. It just feels weird that, like, with the less time they were given, they're not trying to tell us more, right? They're not doing more with the story. Like, the story is there, but rather than it being like something we need to remember every episode, it's meant to be verbally, like, non-verbally looming. And then it shows up from time to time. And I feel like it's not doing the show any favors that it's not focusing on it. Like, if you're not here, okay, let me put it to like this: if you hadn't shown us that scene at the start of episode 1 where the main guy, I don't know what his rank is, like, because I don't know what his rank is in the pecking order, but like, he's definitely, if we didn't see the premonition from the high-ranking official saying that there's going to be a fucking war, I feel like maybe this show would have been a little bit easier for people to, like, just turn their brains off to. But you gave us a big lore implication at the start of the show that there's going to be a fucking battle. And it feels like you set up our expectations too high only to, like, drag it down with 7 episodes of filler, then gave us a fucking with little lore tidbits through in. Then you got to episode 8, gave us a big development in the lore. Then you wasted our time for another 6 episodes. Then you gave us, throw it back to Death Gavan in episode 14, and then dropped it again. Like, it's just baffling. It's baffling. That's the only literal way I can put it. Shit's baffling, yo. Shit's baffling. They're doing absolutely, yeah. Like, I'll accept that, but they're doing something with the nothing, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, we're not going to tell you a story, but at least in these self-contained episodes, you're going to have fun. And I'm like, yeah, that's great and all, but then, like, why was the story even there to begin with then? You kind of set up our expectations a little bit too high. Like, sure, I can turn my brain off and just enjoy this for what it is, but you guys, and I'm sure a ton of other people are also looking at this and being like, you know? Like, some people are going to enjoy it, some people are just going to find it middling, and other people are going to hate it. Because at the end of the day, this show doesn't hit on any specific point. It's not telling a story. It's literally self-contained episodes. And the characters, it's just going to be like, either you can turn your brain off and enjoy this show, or you can't and you're going to hate it. That's the way I see it. Like, Gavan, like, I like Gavan for what it is, but, like, if I had to rank it, it's definitely a B or C tier toku. It's literally turn your brain off enjoyment. You know what it is? So if I had to guess, regardless of if you love this show or hate it, we're still watching because we want to see what they do with it. Right? Because clearly, even though you dislike it, you still keep watching because you kind of hope they want to do something. You hope they do something. But, and in my mind, I think I'm watching for the same reason, though I'm looking at it but I'm on the different side of the spectrum. Right? Like, I can enjoy it, but I'm also watching to see if they finally do something with the story. On your end, you just don't like it because, again, they're not doing anything, but you're still watching because you want to see if that improves. And I feel like that's what the show has going for it. It makes us want to watch and see what you do next. Because the way it's phrased, it feels like the way it's shown or the way it's been done, this show, for all intents and purposes, should not really work. Yet they have us continue to watch because I think instinctively we all want to see this show do better. Especially considering it's the revival of a dormant franchise. Come on, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is a brainless watch. At the end of the day. And, we're here for it. I'm here for it. Because, when you got a show like ZEZTZ that just throws a lot at you, sometimes you just want a show where you can turn your brain off. Which I guess this is why it comes on before ZEZTZ, because it's like, okay, this is all lighthearted. Let's get into the gritty. And speaking of, let's go ahead and get ready to watch ourselves some ZEZTZ, shall we? Just give me 1 second. I'm going to walk away for just a second. All right. Just needed to get something out of the freezer really fast. All right. So I think it's time for us to leave behind whatever. I don't want to call it. You know what? I should call it train wreck because next week, the new Gavan is an AI train. Yeah, let that sit in. It's a human, but he's been digitized into an AI, and he takes on the form of a train. Like, shit's about to get wild next week. Like, okay, because and while I'm bringing up the ZEZTZ episode, it's kind of interesting that this is the play now. Like, we're going for shock value again. Is that what we're doing now? Oh, we made an ant a Gavan. Now we're going to make an AI that turns into a train a Gavan. It's going to be a train Gavan. I'm like, really, bro? I get about subverting expectations, but like, did we need to do it again? Like, I feel like you got the point across with the ant. I think you got the point across. I don't think we need a freaking I don't think we need a freaking to drill it home with a train AI. I don't think we need to drill it home. You kind of did it pretty good with the ant. You didn't need to go this hard. Right? Like chill. We didn't need to go this hard. Like excuse me. Like we didn't need to go this hard on it. Just that's all you had to do is just like fucking we were just cool, man. It's fine. Hold on, I gotta find it. Buried in my sub feed because I didn't watch it. That was 2 days ago. Oh my god, I can already feel my throat like burning up. But we got a show to do, Kang. Yeah, man. Like I don't know. This show is best enjoyed in this show is best enjoyed in isolation. God, there was another show that I liked that like was good. No, not a show. It was a game. So y'all remember when everyone got mad about Duke Nukem Forever? Like how pissed everyone was about the game? Right? Because it had taken so long to come out and everyone said it sucked. In isolation, not knowing all of that and just playing Duke Nukem Forever, I thought it was a good game because I didn't buy into I didn't let the fact that it took years and it came out and it wasn't like a Duke Nukem game for everyone else. I didn't let that like shadow my judgment. I enjoyed Duke Nukem Eternal for what it was. So like it's kind of like that. Like if it didn't have the Duke Nukem name attached to it, I think people would have enjoyed it. I think this show would have done better if it didn't have the Gavan name attached to it. Because you now named it Gavan, we're expecting you to tell stories in the same way as Gavan, and yet you're kind of wasting our time out here. So what the fuck are we doing? You know, it's like maybe the show would have thrived if it didn't have the Gavan name attached to it. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong about it. I could be wrong. You know, it's just a thought though. You know, it's just kind of like, yeah, man. Like we could have. Y'all could have done some shit here. This is like you put the Gavan name to it. This should be good, and instead y'all just kind of like, kind of wasting our time with it. So it's just like, Like I'm not like truly mad at it. It's just kind of like, man, y'all could have done more. You know, but I enjoy it for what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, excuse me. Throat's getting a little raw. Let's go ahead and boot up the new episode here. All right, let me get this on screen. All right. Gonna pause that right quick. Let me get in full screen this. All right, now, ZEZTZ last episode ended on a cliffhanger where Baku did the stupid thing and handed over his belt and Extreme add-on, and I'm like, Capsum, and I'm like, sitting here, and all I can ask is why? Why did you do the dumb thing? Now this man gonna put a bullet in your head, and that's where we left off, because right now Code Somnia is wrecking havoc. Code Somnia has pretty much put everyone under mind control. Everyone's a puppet of the system. You trust the system? I don't. So, we are now in a position where ZEZTZ has made a decision. Baku has made a decision that pretty much said, and if y'all remember last week, I literally screamed, "Why did you do the stupid thing?" So he did the stupid thing. He gave up his belt and everything. But the question is, how the fuck does he get out of it? And we're going to answer that question right now. This is episode, I believe, 36, yes. This is case 36, Unite. And here we go. Indeed. He was. Not is, was.
という夢を見ていた普通の高青年だ。赤い雪？みんなの様子がおかしい。コードの陰謀によって夢の世界が改ざんされて。君、夢の中であったか？え？ナスカさんや藤見さんの俺に関する記憶が消され。ネムリンでしょ？みんなナイトメアやネムを認識できなくなっていた。機密を漏洩したクレハはスリーに抹殺されてしまい。二人を元に戻せ。お前が生み出したドライバーとカプセルをよこせばな。お前の予知夢を叶えてやる。やめろ
！What are you gonna do, buddy? Knox! There he is, baby! Wait, did they get his belt? Knocks in with the save. Your champion dreams is oh, self-righteousness there. Control the dream. I hate that I have to mute that, but fuck, man. You can see right there, they just set it up for us, like, debating opinions. He says they champion that as expressions of freedom, but Code believes there are things that so destroy, or more accurately, 3. I don't know if that's Code's overarching belief, but 3 definitely believes that. 3 definitely believes that this is pretty much like he believes that dreams are the enemy. Like dreams are evil and they're innately evil. That's what his thought. So he's not doing it out of like pure maliciousness. He's doing it because that's what he genuinely believes. He believes dreams are evil by default. He doesn't understand that dreams can become, like, he doesn't understand that sometimes powers made for the sake of evil can be used for good. He doesn't understand that concept, right? Or maybe I'm overthinking this and he's just a dickhead. You know, it could be either or. But it's genuinely like, okay, if you were looking at it like that, then yeah, he definitely is not doing it out of malicious, and he just believes this shit. He believes that dreams are evil by default. But, like, yeah, it could be just he truly doesn't get it. He just or again, he could just be a dickhead.
つくづくお人よしだな。
ありがとう、2人とも。
ノックス、コードソムニアって何なんだ。あんたなら知ってるんだろう。
すべての人々の夢を一つにつなげて管理するシステムだ。
まさか。
夢を改ざんすることで人の記憶、感覚、心さえも書き換える。
とんでもない悪夢だな。
私たちが影響を受けていないのは
ドリームラーニング達成者、あるいはナイトメアに作られた存在だからだ。
だからコードも俺たちを野放しにはできないんだ。
コードの拠点を教えろ。予知夢で見ただろう。
乗り込む気か。
Oh, time is of the essence now.
夢にうつつを抜かしているのか。
Oh. The Gar Nightmare is a player.
一度夢に足を踏み入れたお前はもう夢の幻影から逃れられない。
Phantom, huh?
消えなさい。
お母さん。
ネム。
幻影。
さまよえ。
She fell asleep for a moment. Shit's fucked, bro.
私。
みんなからはネムが二次元キャラクターに見えてるみたいだ。
もう生身の私は誰にも認識されなくなっちゃったんだ。
夢を改ざんすることで人の感覚すらもねじ曲げるなんて。
What is real? What is fake in this world anymore?
こんな悪夢はない。
ほんと悪夢。
呼んだ？
Huh? Wait, what?
おう。あ、いや。
Wait, what?
お前ら今悪夢のこと考えたとき、ちょっと俺のこと想像しただろう。
How are you here?
夢って
Wait, what?
死んだ人間が出てくることもあるんだろ。つまりお前らの想像力が俺を呼んだってわけ。最悪。またまた。
You know what? I take it back. I like that Tachibana actually plays his character.
せっかくカムバックできたんだしよ。またとびっきりの悪夢が見たいんだよ、バクちゃん。何言ってんだ。またゼッツの悪夢を見せてくれよ。
He now lives in your head. He lives in your head rent free now.
自由すぎるな。自由で何が悪い？それが夢だろ。ん？どうした？
いいこと言うね。ジークのくせに。
Dreams are about freedom. America. America. Fuck yeah.
素直な心のままに自分らしくいられる。純粋で自由な自分だけの世界。
That's what it is, baby. You can't control dreams. Dreams run wild, baby.
そうもいかなくなった。
コードソムニアか？
知ってたのか？
そもそもあれはコードが俺を実験台にして作ったもんだしな。
コードサムニアを止めるにはどうすればいい？
起動装置のカプチャンを破壊するしかないな。
となればいよいよ全面対決。
We're bringing the fight to you. What you gonna do?
俺も混ぜてくれよな。バクちゃんの悪夢も浴びたいし、ネムちゃんのどえらいナイトメアが見られるかもしれないしな。
He's a junkie, man.
この人悪趣味。
You know what?
相手にする以上、俺は貴重な戦力だろ。
He's becoming the He's becoming the Dan Kuroto of our world, and I love it.
待ってよ。俺を必要としろ。消えちまうだろ。おい。
He's gonna become the Dan Kuroto of our world, and I love it.
もういいか。
オッケー。
ゼッツたちの足取りが消えた。
作戦室にでも逃げ込んだか。
あの空間には手出しできないぞ。
おびき寄せれば済む話だ。
そうだ。やっぱり実際やってみるとこんなにあるのないんだ。すぐなくし、どんなもんだってこの。
ターゲット発見。
Oh shit!
何すんのよ。やめてよ。
Oh, the ether rag cheese! What the hell?
セブンティーンを捕獲した。今すぐコードに出頭しろ。場所は予知夢で知ってるだろ。来なければ分かってるな。
南に手を出すな。
Damn, they playing dirty, man. They playing dirty.
予知夢から得た機密を漏洩した君は間もなくコードに抹殺される。君のことをよく知る人間も例外ではない。
ゼロの警告は間違ってなかったってことか。
私たちみんな始末されるってこと？
そうはさせない。
司令官ゼロ。一体何が起きたんですか？なんで私たちはこんなところに。
君の人生を巻き込んですまないな。
バクがナイトメアがどうとか言ってましたけど、何のことですか？
Wait, but she remembers she's an agent?
忘れてしまったか。ゼッツのこともナイトメアのことも。全てはコードソムニアなんてものを開発した私の責任だ。
Damn.
心配するな。きっと君のお兄さんが助けに来る。
でも兄は普通の好青年なので。
だとしても人助けせずにはいられない男だ。
He would never. Zets would never. God, I love this song. Did we ever? I think we did get the full of that at some point. My man just pistol whipping motherfuckers.
お前も来たか。一石二鳥だ。この世界をお前らの思い通りにはさせない。それで闇を正せ。まずはお前だ。昔からお前はそういう男だった。優秀なエージェントだが愚直でストイックすぎる。コードナンバー4。
Hit it, baby. But you seem to be okay with that. Hey, she. Nice. Extra? Your power name is Extra? What does that mean? What does it mean? Because you are anything but Extra 3. But then again, that could be proven wrong. You know what?
惜しい人材だ。俺の部下に戻している。
Uh oh.
誰がお前なんかに。
お前に選択権は。
Oh shit, he's gonna brainwash him! Oh, no, mission failed, baby. Oh. Huh?
俺はお前の反抗心を吸って頂に立つ。
Oh my god. He made a power-up from Nox! That's kind of fucked! The red splotches on the screen don't... Oh! Ooh, that's not a good sign. Oh no, the eyes. Oh no, no, he's not. No, he's not. Damn. So they do have his belt. That's why he's not using it. He's a one-man army. He's going X Games. Wait, is 5 having a conflict? Why are you not using the belt? I got questions! Hit him! Yes, headbutt! That's the hero, baby! Somebody has to do it, man. It's gonna be him.
Haku, なんでここに？しかもその格好。
いいから行こう。追っ手が来る前に。
君なら助けに来ると思ったよ。
No.
みんな無事でよかった。ネムリンがいる？なんで？そっか。 私二次元に見えてる。
Fucking VTubers, baby!
すぐに元通りにする。だから南のことを頼む。
ああ、この命にかけても彼女を守ると約束しよ
バクどうするつもり？
俺はコードと戦う。
ゼッツになれないのに。
う。任せなさい。ドライバーの設計図ならここにある。
Hell yeah, brother!
お前にミッションを与える。コードナンバー7を始末しろ。手段は問わない。
Oh dear God, we lost him.
世界観を
次回仮面ライダー Z。
俺を抹殺しに来たのか。
ZEZTZドライバーは作らせない。
セブンなら世界を変えられる。
あんたの本当の姿は俺が取り戻す。
It's what I suspected. It's what I suspected, y'all. So, Zeeg is not alive. Allow me to explain. So, Zeeg is a figment of imagination, right? He appears whenever you talk about bad dreams because he doesn't exist in the same form that he previously did. He's not a physical entity anymore. He's so obsessed with bad dreams that he is like now the embodiment of bad dreams. So even if you talk about bad dreams, he shows up. He's not actually a threat. That's why they were able to like whisk him away so easily. Is that when you think about bad dreams, Zeeg shows up. He can't actually cause damage because he doesn't exist in the same way he used to. He's literally only shows up when you think about bad dreams. But if you give in to him, he can then come back. So when they stopped thinking about bad dreams, he disappeared. And now it makes sense why Tachibana is playing this character. They gave ZEZTZ-udan Kuroto. They gave ZEZTZ-Kuroto-dan. And that's Zeeg. Zeeg is our Dan Kuroto. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God. Because here's the thing. Outside of Dan, there really is no one else in Kamen Rider history that can actually portray a madman like Tachibana-san. It makes too much goddamn sense. God damn it, man. If there was a way you were going to keep Zeeg around, it's like that. Oh, man. Fuck, dude. I'm just... Oh, man. Fucking hell. He's dead, Kuroto. He's Kuroto-dan. And I shouldn't be surprised, right? Like, freaking, Takahashi wrote X-Aid, so I shouldn't be fucking surprised. At all. The man that created Dan Kuroto gave us his equivalent in Zets, and that's Zeeg. Like, how... I should have seen this coming from a mile away, and I didn't. That's how good this motherfucker is. Fuck, dude. Oh, man. So yeah, Dan's back, everybody. So, interestingly, I don't think, because now looking at it now, I don't think Baku thought through the implications of what he's just done, right? Because I don't think that Baku knows that they actually have Zero's body, right? I don't think they know that. So when he saved his sister, oh, and they also have her body as well. So when he saved both of them, he had no idea that they're still in code custody and they know how to manipulate the brain even in sleep. So if you're looking at the preview, 3 knows this and is doing everything he can to impede the progress. Right? So if anything, Baku kind of fucked himself. I mean, obviously he wasn't going to leave his sister and his dad out to dry, but still, it's just kind of like, it's very much what they're trying to do is paint Code as having all the answers, right? Literally right now, Code seems to have an answer for everything that Baku is doing, and he's kind of playing into their hands. So the big way they're going to have to like tie this all together is finding a way to get Baku to break the code, as it were. Right? He's going to have to like break through their predictions of him. Because not premonitions, but they're predicting his every move. Because they know that he operates still like an actual person and not a mindless drone like 3 wants. So 3, knowing that he's going to be unpredictable, is going to play towards his need of caring, his need of wanting, of caring for other people, right? Because in Code's mind, people are expendable. People are a means to an end. So in that essence, they know how the human brain works. They know that he's going to try to save them because it's the right thing to do. It plays towards the emotion. So of course he's going to rescue both of them. But now he's going to have his life, he's going to have everything hindered in every way, shape, or form. So even though he thinks he did well, not only is he going to be hindered, but he's now given Code the way to get into his subconscious. So regardless on what he does, even though Zero and Minami are cognitive and are wanting to help him because the physical brain is in Code's possession, they can't stop shit. Or let me rephrase that. They can stop him from doing shit. So Baku wouldn't be able to stop the prevention from any way, shape, or form. Did y'all see Lord 3 booster? In the preview, yeah. So what I'm assuming is he's probably going to find a way to like take that thing off of 3. Oh, I'm sorry. I read Nox in the I saw the Nox booster, but in the episode, yeah, Lord 3 booster. That shit's mental. He made that power up off of Nox's rebellious spirit. No, we just watched it. Karis. We just watched it. He made that thing off of fucking Nox's he used Nox to create a new power, and that's terrifying. Because that means he can do that with anybody. That's terrifying when you think about it. And it became... Also, No, you were right. No one. You were right. I just wasn't expecting the way he got it. I wasn't expecting that like at all. Like I expected, oh, someone in code is going to make that power up for him. No, he used Nox's rebellious spirit to create a power, and that's fucking crazy. But here lies the thing. They're going to prevent Zero from making a new Zetz belt by any means necessary, right? Here's the thing though. If he does make that belt, right? But then Baku ends up getting back his powered up belt, that means someone is going to have to use the old belt. And right now, given the situation, it could fall to either Minami or Nem. It can fall to Minami or Nem. So right now, the two biggest candidates to becoming a Kamen Rider, to becoming our female Kamen Rider, are in Baku's subconscious as we speak. Yeah? Yeah? Hey, yo, hey. But yeah, like super mad implications there, man. But the question now, the way he uses 6 capsims for the finisher was nasty. Yep. That shit was messed the fuck up. Bro, and unless if 5 doesn't die in this reality, I'm just going to be miffed. Because, like, you sacrifice 6 in both instances, like, that's some bullshit. Just became a puddle of sludge. It pissed me the fuck off. Still mad about that. But now we're sitting here at the precipice of pretty much we're watching 7 become a secret agent in every sense of the word, right? Not because here's the thing. When you look at him, when you look at how 7's been acting, the Kamen Rider suit wouldn't play as a traditional gadget in like a James Bond movie, right? You would never see like 007 become Kamen Rider 007. Like that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. I wouldn't put it past them, but they never do it. It's always just like cool gadgets he has in his pocket to let him do cool shit. That's what literally sets 7 apart. But now he's becoming a secret agent in the strictest sense of the word. The capsims are his gadgets. He can't become Zetz, so he is now 007. He's using these gadgets in the way that you would see in a traditional spy movie, in a traditional secret agent movie. So right now we're experiencing 7 in his purest form. Now I'm not saying that like that means like the suit is a crutch or anything like that, not at all. But like because he's had like his greatest ability taken from him, he has to thrive in other ways. And that's what a true secret agent does. Thrive under the circumstances. Because right now he does not have the ability he does not have his greatest power. So now he has to use whatever he has in his arsenal to thrive and even improvise. That's what a true secret agent does. Not because, oh, he's doing it for the cool factor or anything, but because it's the right thing to do. Got to work within your means. Because a true secret agent works with whatever he has on hand. Working with whatever information he can get, whatever abilities that he has, whatever devices he has on hand. This is Baku truly becoming the greatest secret agent of our time. There's no other way to put that. Baku is truly becoming a true 007, a true secret agent. We're seeing it happen in front of our own eyes. We got lost in the Kamen Rider sauce and forgot that this is a story about secret agents. But now that he can't henshin, we're bringing it back. He is now truly a secret agent of his kind. He went through code, everyone in code, to get to 0 and 17, or Minami, whichever you want to call her. Literally went through and got them out using only the capsims. He didn't henshin once. And if that ain't the sign of a talented secret agent, I don't know what is. But he's getting there. He's starting to believe. We even saw him create his own device. He don't need no Q. He is his own Q. So ultimately, right now we are witnessing the genesis of true Baku, true 7. He gets that power up, we gon' pop the fuck off. But right now, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if 3 tries to use it, but he can't use it. He can't use Extreme. Because Mans does not truly comprehend what it means to dream. You feel me? I mean, I'm jumping a little farther ahead here because obviously that final confrontation, like 3 is gonna do some fuck shit. Will it pay off? I don't know. I cannot say for certain. But the way I sees it is that we are about to come up on what is essentially like Baku finally coming into his own. Like, he's not just a secret agent. He's the secret agent. There's no other way to paint that. He is the secret agent. There's no other way to put it. The secret agent. And I think... And next episode, we're going to see Nox get his power up, which is going to be fucking insane. How does he get it? I don't know. Actually, no, I think he already has it. Just hasn't had a need to use it yet. But once he breaks out of the hypnosis, he gonna be in there. He gonna be in there. In there. You know what? And I think on that note is where we are going to end today's show. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out to this special midweek edition of the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan. And you know what? I don't think I could have chosen a better day. You know why? 007 First Light came out. And I can't think of, quite frankly, a better way to compound that we are doing we're doing secret agent shit than by talking about a freaking awesome secret agent show. You know? So that makes sense. But I think we're going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We'll be back to our normal schedule this week. ZEZTZ on Saturday, Gavan on Sunday. So I hope you guys will come out for both of those shows. I mean, barring, that I don't get sick again or anything. I don't think I will. I'm hoping I don't. But hopefully everything goes fine and we can do the show as normal. But I will continue to do our show. Again, we're back with the Kamen Rider ZEZTZ-udan on Saturday and the Space Sheriff Zatsudan on Sunday. So if you guys will tune in for that. I'm getting the hell out of here. My throat's getting raw. I need to chill for a bit. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week on Twitch, because that game came out. I'm going to raid into someone that is playing 007. And I see a name that pops out to me right away. So let's see if I can raid into him. We're going to raid into the Grouse. Grouse of the Russian Badger fame, who's playing 007 First Light right now. So hope you guys will show him some love in that cool Henshin Core way that you do. On YouTube, you ain't got to worry about it. But on both platforms, thank you all so much for coming to another edition of the Space of the superhero Zatsudan. I will see you all this Saturday. And until then, my name is Callsign Henshin, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286, reminding you that the future is yours and yours alone to conquer. So conquer it by any means necessary. I love y'all. Take it easy. I will see you all this weekend. Until then, peace out.